get it going. What's going on, weirdos? I had come back from a fantastic time with the Unsubscribed boys down in Texas, where we did a live podcast. And as I am flying home, I see that P. Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs, has had his house raided by, I think, Homeland Security, if I'm not mistaken. Potentially for human trafficking, which some people might say is a big deal. And I would tend to agree. Now, I don't know the entirety of the story, so we're going to learn this together. We're going to break this down Barney style and go through. We're going to comb through Sean Combs' criminal career. Well, I shouldn't say criminal career. I should say the criminal charges that are being brought on him now. And from what I read a couple of times is that was an unknown female. There was an unknown person making these complaints that he had sexually trafficked her, and then the judge was like, all right, cool, listen, we can't go any further unless you identify yourself. Like, you can only be anonymous so far, but if we're going to go forward with this, then you need to identify yourself. And my understanding was that the woman was potentially going to identify herself later on today, but earlier today, before she did, Homeland Security raided numerous homes of P. Diddy. And a rumor is that his plane left, I think it was LA or some other location that he had stayed at, or he was staying at, and started heading to like the Cayman Islands or some other place where there is zero extradition to the United States. So potentially a flight risk. Yes, intellectual iconoclasm. P. Diddler confirmed to have landed in the Bahamas. It's confirmed he's in the Bahamas right now. And if I'm not mistaken, the Bahamas has no extradition to the United States. No, Perry Dong. It was Elmo. Elmo sold fentanyl behind Target. But let's get into it. Let's start learning some things. Not that one. We want to go to that one. Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. Boom. I mean, we're gonna start with CNN. So, right, you know, grain of salt here, but this isn't political. This is criminal. So let's see what happens. Thanks, Steve. Searches at Sean Diddy Combs' homes. Sean Diddy Combs' homes. Well, isn't that a rap lyric in and of itself? Related to an ongoing sex trafficking investigation, law enforcement source says. When was this? It was updated at 8:43, so not far, not too long ago. Can't wait to read the updates. Was P. Diddy on the plane? P. Diddy was on the plane, from what I'm told, and we're gonna be getting into that. Search warrant activities belonging to musician we know Diddy Combs. Source would not specify whether Combs himself was the specific target, stating the sensitive nature of the investigation. All right, so if he's not just the target, they're also going to be looking for, and if they're going in multiple homes. So here's my thing, right? If it's an individual, you're going to be doing like phone pings and shit like that. And depending on how many phones he has and where they're pinging to, you might have to get multiple warrants from multiple locations. That being said, there's probably going to be evidence in different locations. And so when you're making out the warrants for the different states or maybe the same state, you would state the different things that you're looking for. Like, you know, oh, we're looking for digital information that could be stored on a laptop, a tablet, a home computer, cell phones, etc. So them hitting multiple places at once would lead me to assume that there's physical evidence that they're trying to acquire at some of these homes. Cat Williams told us. I know. Cat Williams knew. Cat Williams knew. Cat Williams was talking about dudes blowing dudes. Did Cat Williams specifically call out P. Diddy? Hold on. Let's look at that. Before we get any further, because I don't know any of this. Cat Williams tried to warn us about Diddy in the new lawsuit. Allegedly bringing up what happened to Cat Williams and his dad. No, that's not it. It's all YouTube. It's not actual stuff. There's something on Twitter. Let's see. Cat Williams speaks about Diddy's allegations. Here we go. Yeah, okay, I'm a real boy. All right, let's see if we can't listen to Cat Williams real quick.
They offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. See,
Bro, Cat Williams saying P. Diddy wants the body. P. Diddy wants that booty hole. And Cat Williams says he got to tell him no. More money, more problems for real. Welcome to the show, Dan. Relax a little bit. Kick your feet up. Get in the comments. Don't worry about your rough day.
Got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say I'm so freely.
Cat, I need to know. You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Because early on you was accusing me of being...
Cat, man. Cat,
yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, but you know, some of these people...
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he told me, Cat, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner. You my brother in comedy. When I
but go back to Diddy. I mean, he said that Diddy...
That my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna
Diddy
do it
wanted
together.
the body.
We gonna do
Diddy wanted that booty hole.
I said, Martin, you got my word, my nigga.
Cat has rebounded in tip-top shape in his latest venture.
They offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no.
Dude, that's Cat calling out Diddy right there months ago. Months ago. When did this kick off? Wasn't it like it was like the first week of January? Because I remember everybody was up in arms about like, dude, this is how we're starting off 2024. Didn't have Cat Williams calling out all the crazy sex fiends in the internets as the start for 2024. Nobody called that out. Nobody saw that one. David Retop, we say Hannibal Buress, Bill Cosby, Cat Williams, Diddy. Oh, Hannibal Buress called out Bill Cosby. You're right. Hannibal Buress did call out Bill Cosby. I always thought Hannibal Buress was an asshole, but an asshole can be right. I mean, he's right about Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's the predator, right? Cat Williams calls out P. Diddy. R. Kelly calls out A&E. Where does the madness end? It doesn't, man. It's the industry. It's the industry. All right, so we touched on that. Responding to reports of raids at the homes of Combs. Department of Homeland Security Investigations New York confirmed it executed law enforcement actions as a part of an ongoing investigation. Law enforcement could be seen Monday at Combs' home in Miami area and at his homes in Los Angeles, according to CNN. So I'm assuming that Homeland Security got involved because the allegations of trafficking is big for Homeland Security, right? And child mama free, you know what I mean? So that would be when Homeland Security gets involved. But especially if it's like, hey, he's transporting people across state lines. You know, there's multiple different locations where these incidents happen. I'm going to say incidents a lot. Where these incidents happened. So, and they're all, you know, one's in Ohio, one's in New York, one's in Florida. So you're going to want a federal agency. So it's the HSI New York said it acted with the assistance of HSI Los Angeles, Miami, and local law enforcement. So we've got New York, Los Angeles, and Miami. We're going to provide further information as it becomes available. HSI is the lead investigation in the Army and Homeland Security, responsible for investigating transnational crime threats, including human trafficking. We're aware of that, right? If you haven't found the police channel in a minute, I think we all know that. Not clear if Combs or other residents are the target of law enforcement actions. I would assume that Combs is, right? You don't raid a home You can raid a home for just an item, right? You can go into a home and say, hey, listen, all I need is this specific thing because I know that it's there. Give you an example. Say that there's a shooting, and guy leaves a gun at his girlfriend's house, right? Girlfriend's not involved in the shooting. Girlfriend's family isn't involved in the shooting. They don't need to go in and jack everything all up, right? All they need is the firearm. So you can selectively make your warrant for the firearm and firearm components and ammunition and go into the home of somebody that might have that item and then search the home for said item and not necessarily need a body. That's not unheard of. That's normal. But there is always a body connected to the crime, right? There's always going to be some defendant, right? We'll say that. A suspect involved in the crime that would give you that probable cause in order to go effect a search warrant on somebody else's premises. So somebody close to P. Diddy that stays at all those homes, if it's not P. Diddy, is involved. But if 3 of my homes get raided by the FBI, most likely it's something that I did. Generally. Now, can that be like a family member or a friend of his kept getting involved in something? Sure, of course, whatever. But we're all kind of doubting this. We're all pretty sure that it's Combs, right? We don't know what it is yet. We don't know if he's specifically involved, but we are not stupid. And 1 + 1 = 2. They're raiding all of his homes. There's all these allegations about him. Combs before found a music label Bad Boy 93. That's true. Gone by stage names Puff's Daddy and Diddy. P. Diddy credited work. Okay, yes, I don't give a shit. So November 2023, just a couple months ago, he settled a suit brought by his former girlfriend and singer Cassandra Cassie Ventura, who alleged she was raped and subjected to 2 years of repeated physical and other abuses by Combs. By the way, you can assault your wife and significant other. Just because you're married or dating doesn't mean that they got to give up the butt. If they say, "No, man, I'm tired. I don't want to do that today," and you force it on them, yeah, man, that's the hard R word right there. That's the word that gets you demonetized on the YouTubes. A decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is no way an admission of wrongdoing. It's true. People forget that just because people settle in and out of court doesn't mean that they're guilty. It could just mean that. So there's this thing called discovery, right? Discovery is when, let's say it's me suing CVS, and I'm saying that CVS has racially discriminated me while I worked there. And I do a suit against CVS, and CVS is like, okay, cool, listen, we don't think that happened, but the information my lawyers are going to request from CVS could lead to later suits down the line or opening up CVS to suits from other people for other reasons down the line because of the amount of information that I'm requesting and am lawfully allowed to get if I'm suing CVS, right? So we have me suing CVS, and if I need all this information for my suit to prove that CVS did it and I request it and the judge says, yes, you have a right to that information, and then CVS gives it to me, once again, all that information, even if it doesn't prove that I did anything, could open up CVS to a larger suit. So a lot of times people will be like, I don't want my personal information out there. I don't want to be open to a suit from somebody else. There's a bunch of different reasons for why you would settle out of court. Like, hey, listen, I didn't do anything wrong, but just the threat of more shit happening because of this one thing, I don't want to even deal with it. But that being said, this is a red flag, right? It's not an admission of guilt, but it's a red flag. So weeks later, after the November 2023 suit ended, 2 other civil suits filed against Combs with allegations of assault. Said, "Sadly, watch people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy," Cole said in a statement. "Several sickening allegations have been made against me, individuals looking for a quick payday." Now, that might be true. Rich people do be having people trying to get money from them. It's not unheard of. He's accused of assault and harassment and other civil suits filed by a former male employee last month. Kind of goes with Cat Williams talking about the butt, trying to give up the butt. Sued by male producer. Said he found Rodney Little Rod Jones, a former producer and videographer for Combs, filed civil suit in New York State. He worked and traveled with Combs between 2022 and 23, and collaborated with him for his most recent album, Love. Did not know Diddy was still making music. So, among other allegations, Jones was upset that P. Diddy didn't pay him for his producing work, his production. So, I mean, this may not be sexual assault. This could just be, I want to get paid, and no, answer that on it. They forced him to procure and interact with sex workers. Oh, no, really? P. Diddy? Are you sure? The guy that was, like, talking about being a pimp all the time? Like, what? And by the way, Cat Williams is a pimp, too. Like, I'm not talking about in the sense of, like, a dude that sleeps with women. I mean, like, he pimped out women. I think he still does. So he threatened him. So forced him to get sex workers, threatened him, and served alcoholic beverages laced with drugs to guests at parties at his homes. So similar to our Jello pudding man. He's accused of soliciting prostitutes and underage girls to attend parties at his father's homes. Interesting. That's weird. Illicit drugs, Combs and his guests according to the lawsuit. Jones believed Karam aided and abetted Combs' sexual assault. Grange and Haver retained, according to the lawsuit, sponsored and attended several listening parties for the Love album at Combs' Los Angeles homes, where they knew that Combs was drugging the attendees through laced bottles of De Leon tequila and Ciroc vodka. Sponsors of these events, the lawsuit states that these two people had a duty and obligation to ensure the sex workers and underage girls were not present, and that Mr. Combs was not spiking the alcohol with date drugs. Jones is seeking $30 million. Interesting. Combs' attorney says that the reckless name dropping about events are pure fiction and did not happen. Just trying to garner headlines. It is overruling an industry with proof that is okay, that his claims are lies. Okay, that's why I take it to court. Good for you. Hopefully, but we'll see. All right, so he's saying that that's just a complete smear campaign and that's absolutely nonsense. Let's see. This is grooming. Has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings which comes his staff and guests engaging in serious illegal activity. Like, are people surprised that rap guys are involved in serious illegal activity? You fucking talk about it all the time. Like, we're surprised by this? Like, we're supposed to treat... Listen, let's be real here. Let's be real. If you're a rap artist and you're singing about doing dope and hanging out and shooting, you know, and like being a gang member and hanging out with gang members... What do you want us to do? You want us to like be like, oh, you know what? He's just an entertainer. No, man, you do what you know. And if you know dope, you sing about dope. I never understand that. Why you treat me like this, man? I'm just a rap star. I'm a businessman. No, dude, you sing about an alternative lifestyle that's all about illegal activity. Like I'll never understand it. And if they're not about it, then they're studio. Oh, you're fucking studio? Admit that you're studio. That all the shit that you say about being hard and on the street and all that dope that you move is all fucking studio. It's all in a recording room and you don't actually do it. Go ahead, do it. See how that goes with your career. Are you an actor? Are you an entertainer? Or are you a fucking dude that lives that life, right? And this guy, and that irritates me too about like this dude. Like, I'm upset because I seen him do illegal activity. Dude, you were a part of the illegal activity. I mean, he was only there for a year, so I can't shit on him. But at the same time, like, are we all like not aware that P. Diddy is some like, he wasn't some angel? He got Biggie killed. Citing an example of alleged grooming he experienced by Combs, Jones claims that Combs encouraged him to watch producer and reality TV personality Stevie J. Jordan, someone who Combs allegedly knew Jones admired professionally, engage in sex with another man. Who's Stevie J. Jordan? American DJ and record producer? Oh, okay. Okay. This was done to ease Mr. Jones' anxiety concerning homosexuality, the suit alleges. According to Mr. Combs, this is normal practice in the music industry. Look, even Stevie J is doing it. Weird. Hey, I need you to sit over here in this cuck chair in the middle of this Holiday Inn while I pound this dude's round hole out. I don't need you to join. I just want you to sit there and watch for a minute. Because this is a normal practice in the music industry. That sounds weird. Let's see. Jones also alleges that in the suit that Combs is liable for assault. He says the experience by Oscar-winning actor Cuba Gooding Jr., which allegedly took place on the yacht rented by Mr. Combs in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Cuba Gooding Jr. diddled Jones? Mr. Combs was present while Mr. Jones was being assaulted by Cuba Gooding Jr. Mr. Jones was legally on the premises as a guest and invited Mr. Combs. Cuba Gooding Jr. was legally on the premises as a guest of Mr. Combs. Gooding Jr. has not publicly commented on the complaint. His representatives have not yet returned CNN's request for comment. When they say assault, I always wonder, like, specifically what? Like, specifically what? Like, what was the assault? Like, he grabbed your junk, he smacked your butt, he, like, picked you up and threw you in the pool and you didn't want to be touched? Weird. Let's go to Instagram and let's search up P. Diddy. East Coast. Oh my God.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Well, there's the skit about.
It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Deviance is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Called out Diddy again. That's twice Cat did it. Dude, where's Cat Williams right now? Why is he not on Twitter being like, I told you. I told you. I want Cat to tell me more, Cat. Tell me more. Allegations of human trafficking, possession of illegal firearms, and drug possession abound. These are allegations, right? Is this what they're saying is actually happening? Like, is that... Or is this just people think, like, tell me more. So here we go. This is what I found interesting. So breaking. Private jet owned by P. Diddy Combs has left the United States and his residence after it was raided by DHS in connection with trafficking investigation. The flight path appears to be headed towards Cape Verde. Cape Verde has a no extradition treaty with the United States. Racketeering, grooming of minors and adult solicitations. Where are they finding this? Open link. Let's see. Let's see the link. Get out of here, ad. Agents were detaining 2 men, later identified as Diddy's sons. Dozens of agents seen searching, obviously. Come on now. Give me the good stuff. Earlier today, what are the charges? That's what I want to. I want to see what the charges are. I don't want allegedly. I want to see what the charges actually are. Right? It tells me nothing. You're like, how do you say all this shit and then you put a link to it and then the link isn't anything of what you just said? All of this is your opinion. See, that's dude, Twitter. Twitter fucking the internet. It's not just Twitter, it's the internet. He's been accused of all these things. Sexual workers have been dubbed as an Epstein of the music industry involving hundreds of people. More like a Harvey Weinstein. AOC said RICO wasn't an actual law. He should be fine. Who is we have it all? Why is he all over fucking everything? P. Diddy LA's mansion has been raided by Homeland Security for human trafficking. It's just a rainbow of butt stuff. R. Kelly when they see Diddy in prison. What is relevant people? Relevant people is, oh, here we go. Oh, I was just on his post. That's why. I was like, man, what's going on here? Losing my mind. He has been arrested in Miami, Florida? Has he been arrested? No, he hasn't been arrested yet. I don't see anybody saying that he's arrested. I have heard now from multiple sources. What are your multiple sources? Detained does not mean arrested and charged. Correct. So where... I'm not seeing that he was actually arrested. Let's say detained. Let's say detained. Oops. They raid, home raided, homes raided. No national news source is saying that he was arrested yet. People just making up shit. Oh my God. The booty warrior. Diddy's sons, Justin Combs and Christian Combs, spotted in handcuffs during the raid. The end of the diddler. His home's currently being raided. We knew that. This is hours ago, 2 hours ago. Man, I'm not seeing any other new shit. They're all just saying he was raided and then nobody else is giving us any more information. Oh, now we got somebody talking about adrenochrome. God, I love it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This guy wrote a fucking diatribe. Where are y'all getting any of your information? What's going on in the chat? Let's talk with the chat. So right now, all we know is that Diddy is getting raided by HSI for potential sex trafficking. Or human trafficking. We're not even sure because I don't think anybody's actually come out with the warrant. And the warrant would have the specific charges for which the investigation is going into. So let's say that you're, for example, we'll do like the gun thing again, where let's say I do a shooting and then I leave my gun at my girlfriend's home, right? The warrant's going to have, hey, this home, this address, per an investigation regarding 265 3 sub 3, possession of a legal firearm in New York State, right? So then people would go, the warrant was for this firearm charge, so that means they were looking for a firearm. I'm waiting to see what this warrant is for, so then we can see what the warrant, what the charges are. Full Heart, you're looking on Reddit? Sweet. If you can see it, if there's any other information, put it in the chat. I don't allow links in there right now. I got to figure out how to change that. But I will look it up. You can just tell me where it's at or like which account has it. Is my opinion the dude that bit the other guy in the UFC on Saturday? I think Dana White kicking him out of the UFC that's where it's at. Fucking bit somebody. Like, I know it's a combat sport, but it's not actual combat, right? We're not ripping each other's balls off and trying to, like, thumb each other's eyes. We don't bite each other. And it was a bite on the arm. Like, you're fucking stupid. You're mentally insane. You're an asshole. You're definitely a dirty fighter. Get out of here. No, man. There are a million other people that are probably as equally talented as you that don't bite people that we can put on television. We don't have to worry about them injuring somebody. You should go to fucking jail. Like, Tyson went to jail for biting off, what's-his-face's ear, if I'm not mistaken. Holyfield's ear, unless Holyfield didn't press charges. But if I was that dude that he bit, I'd be like, I don't know. I would put like fucking assault charges on him. I'd be like, fuck you, dude. Like, you can get probation. Fuck you. You're gonna bite me, little bitch. Some bitch shit. First it was Vince McMahon. Then it was Dan Schneider. Now Diddy. Who is next? All of them. Let all of them fall. Gross psychos. Abusing people. Making the world a dangerous place. And then going on the internet and telling us how to live our fucking lives. At least, I don't know if Diddy did that much, but whatever. Dana doubled his bite bonus after he got the tattoo. That's fantastic. On IG, you DM'd me. Let me see. Let's see if we get some of the stuff. Said real news, no bullshit. Oh, real news, no bullshit is fantastic. Let's see. Already follow them. Boom. Let's go, baby. trigger warning. Page 1 of 73. All right, cool. This is the first case of it. It's not going to show us all 73 things, but I can know where to get to the charge. All right, weirdos. Tell me where I can find this document. Federal Court Southern District. Where can I look up this Southern District's of Records, Rotown Records, Universal Music Group, Combs, Global Enterprises, John and Jane Doe's, 1 through 10, ABC Corporations. See, there's 6 pages. So this is exactly what we read from the guy. Well, this is Rodney Jones, right? This is Rodney Jones. This is the civil suit. Yeah, this is the civil action. So this isn't the criminal action. Right? You're not going to do... The feds don't raid for civil action, right? The feds raid for federal criminal law being broken, right? Or federal statutes. This is the civil action. So this is one guy's civil suit, not criminal suit. And for those of you that don't know the difference, let me break this down real quick, right? So civil suit means monetary value, right? Means non-criminal. Criminal is I assault you, I go to jail for the assault. Civil is you sue me for hitting you and you sue me for the damages that happened, right? I hit you, I broke your nose, you had to get your nose fixed. You had to get therapy, right? And this all costs a certain amount of money and then some. And then I pay that civil penalty, right? Non-criminal civil penalty. That's what this is. So this dude's saying, hey, all this shit happened to me. He owes me compensation, usually monetarily. This is my complaint. Now, if he was actually physically assaulted, why not make a criminal complaint? Well, criminal complaints are more difficult. You need more evidence. Physical evidence to prove that something happened before you can put somebody in jail, right? Civil cases, not so much. If you got a group of people that are like, no, that kind of makes sense. It sounds like that happened. Your level for proof is far lower than criminal. Which is a little fucked up, right? Because, you know, it's a civil matter. A cop's favorite line. Dude. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So much for his clothing line. Does he still have a clothing line? Joseph, you say that this is the Southern District. Yeah, Southern District of New York. You say they use that all for... Oh, did you delete your own comment for high profile stuff? Tupac. Oh, FUBU? Yeah. Well, let's look over the direct allegations that he says happened, because it could give us a view into what the charges could potentially be. Yeah, Diddy's clothing line was Sean John, but I haven't seen Sean John anywhere. Mr. Jones secured irrefutable evidence of the acquisition of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, mushrooms. Displaying of unregistered illegal firearms. Combs lacing alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in California, New York, and the Virgin Islands and Florida. The Virgin Islands are American. Yeah, that's America. The U.S. owns the Virgin Islands are a territory of the United States. Christian Combs drugs and sexually assaulting women. Combs plan to leverage a relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact of his professional image. Casey Ventura's lawsuit. Young Miami's cousin or assistant assaults Mr. Jones. Cuba Gooding Jr. sexually harassing and Mr. Jones. Rapper redacted on Mr. Combs' yacht, consorting with underage girls. Rapper and singer, R&B singer blank. And Mr. Home consorting with underage girls. Ooh, let it all out. Bring back to his home. On or about, blah, blah, Mr. Combs drugged him. That dude, on or about. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs drugged him. Mr. Jones called, waking up naked and dizzy and confused. He's in bed with 2 workers and Mr. Combs. He also recalls aimlessly wandering around the house with no clothes on. Mr. Combs with an underage female worker. Fahim Muhammad. Mr. Combs instructs his staff to always contact Mr. Hunt if they are ever pulled over by the police in Miami or California. This is Mr. Muhammad, his legal advisor. So, like, here's the thing, right? I'm looking at this from a investigative point of view. If somebody says, "Hey, if you ever get pulled over or you ever have to deal with the police, I want you to call our legal representative so then you don't do anything stupid to incriminate yourself." There's nothing wrong with that. You can do that. Is it annoying to the cop there? Yeah. Like, I'm not going to talk to you. You can talk to my lawyer over the phone. I'm going to be like, no, I don't have to talk to your lawyer over the phone. I'm going to talk to you. Your lawyer can advise you to do stuff, but I'm not going to talk to your lawyer. Look, excuse me, officer, I want to talk to you. I'm his legal representative. Cool, and he's detained, and I'm not talking to you. Have a nice day. You're more than welcome to listen, but I'm not going to talk to you. Cool. You have to talk to me. No, I don't. So show me where I have to talk to his legal representation during a traffic stop. I don't. If I haven't read him his Miranda rights, I don't have to talk to you yet. If he's not in custody, don't worry about it. Found information believes Mr. Muhammad spoke with LAPD after G was shot at CRS. The LAPD was in CRS and witnessed the blood in the restroom, and when they went with the bogus claim that the shooting of G occurred outside of the studio. That was all thanks to Mr. Muhammad's connections with law enforcement. Oh. Uh-oh. Do we get a little bit of dirty cop action here? Now, I'm not saying that is, but like, here's the deal, right? If every witness is saying that it happened outside and one guy's saying, no, they're all lying, it happened inside, and then there's no proof to say that it happened inside, like, it's not like we're consorting with people in order to make a narrative happen. That's not what police do. It's not what they should do, right? It's not what they should do. Sometimes you just don't have enough evidence to be like, hey, man, let me put it this way. If you saw something that happened, Denzel Washington, it's not what you know, Jake, it's what you can prove. What you can prove, Jake. Where is that?
You got one problem though, Jake. You got no witnesses. Who your fucking witnesses, huh? Roger? Smiley? You think my troops are gonna help you? It's not what you know. It's what you can prove. Yeah.
It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
You got one.
So like that's the difficult part. Like it's difficult when you start throwing around like, oh, cops didn't do this shit. Listen, just because you saw it happen doesn't mean that we have enough evidence to corroborate what you said. And if one person says one thing happened and another person says another thing happened, and you can't disprove or prove that both of them are right or wrong, you're fucking sitting there with your thumb in your ass. Like, what do you need some more help than that? But anyway, let's get going. What if there are dirty cops that are helping out P. Diddy Combs and Mr. Muhammad here? Ooh, interesting. Hey, LAPD. I guess your internal affairs is going to be busy looking into this a little bit. After G was shot, who's G? Who's G was shot at CRS? It's got to be a club. LAPD was in CRS and witnessed the blood in the restroom, and they went with the bogus claim that the shooting of G occurred outside the studio. I mean, honestly, there's only so much evidence you can take. If there's no evidence proving that it did or didn't, you're just kind of in a limbo, right? It doesn't mean that we believe you. It just means we don't have enough to go further. This is all thanks to Mr. Helmet's connections with law enforcement. I'd like to know what his connections with law enforcement are. Because if that is true, though, if he's dirty and he's fucking influencing the police to go one way or another, fuck Mr. Muhammad. You can go to jail too. Mr. Jones had no reason to disbelieve Mr. Combs, as he had seen firsthand through the shooting of G and the subsequent silence of the LAPD and the media that Mr. Combs indeed had the power to harm him. LD spent hours in CRS over the shooting of G, yet there were no arrests. Yeah, no fucking shit, dude. You ain't fucking people know I'm cop. Oh my god, it's so fucking. Yeah, we're bad. You know, this fucking shit. They spent hours in there, and my guy knows what happened, and they didn't make any arrests. Yeah, you fucking jizzy attorney. You think that's how it fucking works? You think that's how it works? Like, what? 3 hours into a fucking shooting scene, and we know everything, and we know who to believe, and we know who's lying to us. No, it takes fucking time to put it all together. We don't just fucking make an arrest right away. You know why? Because we need more evidence. Because what if that person decides to lawyer up? Well, guess what happens if we arrest him? The ticking clock starts ticking, and then now we've got to get all that shit as fast as we can. And if we don't present it in a timely manner, when that defense attorney says, we request discovery, we want all the shit that you have, there's a cutoff date. There's a fucking cutoff date. Let's say it's 30 days. Let's be shitty and say 30 days. If they make an arrest that day, right then and there, they've got 30 days to collect as much shit as they can and then give it to the defense, and then anything after that is it's past 30 days. Your Honor, I'm the defense attorney, and I didn't have time to look this over. And the police had 30 days already, which is the recommended maximum amount of time that they're supposed to be given for this once they arrest somebody. So we're going to throw out all that evidence that they got, which could be damning evidence. You fucking jizz. God, I hate attorneys. The cops are bad. Fucking, I'm already irritated. So now because of that fucking line, I'm tainted. The rest of this, I'm tainted. That it's going to be, oh, you know what? My guy was assaulted, but now it's fucking, we're going to blame everybody for everything, even the people that aren't involved, and we're just going to dirty everybody's name. That takes away credibility from this fucking suit now, in my point of view. And no arrests were made. What the fuck does that even mean? Let me slow down. This is meant to show the effectiveness of the scope of power that P. Diddy has over people. But this is also insinuating that the LAPD department is dirty and working directly with Mr. Combs and Muhammad, his lawyer, in covering things up, which is irritating. Because if you put this in a fucking criminal court, you'd be like, this is all fucking hearsay. This is nothing. You put this in a criminal court, the judge is going to look at you like you have two fucking heads. Anyway, the morning after the shooting, Mr. Jones and several others arrived at CRS, and G's blood was still on the floor of the restroom. Mr. Combs hired a cleaning crew to clean it up. I mean, that's normal. Yeah. You think the police are going to go fucking clean it up? No, they're going to sit there, going to take photos of it. They're going to get DNA. They don't need DNA. They know whose blood it is. If you can take photos of blood, like, that's it. Like, okay, cool. We got the photos of the blood. Ta-da. We don't have a cleaning crew. Let's see. Gummies and pills. Defendant Coram poured all in place from the butler and the chef of the house. He was a walk around. The pouch of Fetty pack filled with cocaine. Oh, that's cool. GHB, ecstasy, marijuana, gummies, and Tucci, a pink drug that is a combination of ecstasy and cocaine. I mean, that's kind of cool. You're having a party and you're just like, hey, everybody wear a fanny pack. It's got all of our drugs in it. And if somebody wants it, you just got to reach in your fanny pack and give it to them. That's just called being a good host. Ecstasy and cocaine. I mean, that'll make you rape people. That'll definitely make you do the R word. Quorum ordered sex workers and prostitutes for Mr. Combs. You know what you could have done? Could have left. Could have quit. Oh, but now we've got this civil suit because you didn't get paid. Bro, that's what happens, man. I guess, the baddest of guys end up getting caught because they don't pay their workers. Quorum ordered and distributed ecstasy, cocaine, ketamine, all this stuff, and mushrooms to Combs and his celebrity guests who were present on his rented yacht and his homes in LA, New York City, Miami on multiple occasions. Quorum forced Mr. Jones to carry Mr. Combs' drug pouches against his will. As the chief of staff, Defendant Corum was instrumental in organizing, executing the RICO enterprise. Defendant Corum, this is Mr. Muhammad, if I'm not mistaken. No, Fahim Muhammad. No, this is a different person. Who's Corum? Christina Corum. Following execute of Stevie J recruits Stevie J. Oh, where is it? Stevie J. This guy, Stevie J. Allegedly. Recruits sex workers and attends and participates in freak-offs. We have a video of Mr. Combs, Stevie J, and Plaintiff Jones at a strip club. Mr. Combs is recording the video while coaching and training Plaintiff Jones how to recruit the sex workers. Oh, you're going to a strip club and just getting strippers to come over and bang? Justin Combs, his son, Diddy Combs, solicits prostitutes, underage girls, and sex workers would engage in freak-offs. Brennan Paul works for Mr. Combs. He's a mule. Mr. Combs' mule. He acquires, distributes Mr. Combs' drugs and guns. Interesting. So these are the allegations. And, I mean, there's photos. Like, he's taken photos and he's given them. They're using them in their accusatory document. So once again, like, it's difficult to say. I'm looking at this from a proof, right? Like, how can we prove that this person's underage? I don't know. Like, it's all blurred out. Obviously, we can't tell. But unless they're like, they'd have to be obviously like 14, you know? Otherwise, you look at somebody and you're like, oh, the person just looks 14. Like, how do you know that they're underage? That's going to be the difficulty in proving this in a criminal court, right? How do we prove that this person is of age? You know, facial recognition software, then we find their license, and then we go, this is the person. Hey, is this, you know, then you go interview that person. Hey, is this you on this date in this place dancing with Diddy? Yes, it's me. Do you have sexual relations? I don't want to talk about it, but that's me there. Somebody saw you have sexual relations with him, and you are 16, you know, so that is a thing, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, okay, cool, but, you know, I don't want to be a complainant, blah, blah. That can happen, right? But, well, I mean, that's one of the ways you would find out if the person is underage. I'm just, you know, spitballing here. But that's one of the ways you do it. You look at it, you try to identify the person in the photo, you go to the person, you ask them, how old are you? Or, you know, obviously throughout the identification process, once you do identify them, you go, oh, this is so-and-so. They're this age. They live here. They have this cell phone number, blah, blah, blah. And another way that you can track these people is just by phone records. You know, cell phone tower data. If the feds have this, you're telling me that they don't have cell phone tower data? I would assume that they do. I would assume heavily that they have cell phone tower data. So the feds know who was at these parties on which dates. You're like, oh, where did their cell phones hit off this day? Who were they texting on this day? They probably got tons of warrants for people's phones that are directly involved in this. Let me tell you something about the feds. They take their time. They gather a multitude of evidence. They sit, they wait, and then they pounce, and you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed. I need to get a different mic stand. This arm I thought was going to be cool, and it is just annoying me. Or maybe I need to move it over to the other side. It would come from this angle so it's not going all the way across the thing. All right, gang. We've talked about Diddy right now. I want to see if there's any updates. Let's see if there's any updates. By the way, if you're not following Real News No Bullshit, you should. I do. I get some of my stories from them, and then I do a deeper dive on other news platforms. is all speculation now. Let's see. Let's go back to the news. Let's see. Florida. Only 6 minutes ago. See what the Associated Press says before we get out of here. 2 properties. Just 2? I thought they said just the Los Angeles and Miami one. But the civil suit was filed in New York. So, okay, that's maybe why I'm thinking that New York was raided as well. So just the 2. Los Angeles and Miami. U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan declined to comment. Okay. Sign was set up along Los Angeles home. Several assault filings. We already got that. Former protege, girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie. What did she... Who is Cassie? I know this woman. R&B singer Cassie. Let's go. She have like one song. Me and You in 2005. A club hit in Germany during this time. Diddy, Me and You, and Leslie convinced him to partner with Bad Boy Records. Presley produced and drew R&B songs. Rock. Me and You peaked at number 3 in the R&B Hot. I don't want to play it because it's gonna. She will get mad and take down my video. So working with producers like Kanye and Pharrell Williams, and her second album was reported that Ventura no longer produced a majority of her debut album. What did she sing? Is it just, I guess it's just Me and You? I don't remember what Me and You was. I don't remember what Me and You was. Most influential rappers. Sean John, we already know that. Revolt TV channel. Making the Band. Dylon, and Dylon. Listen, Love album Off the Grid. Released. It's not telling us anything additional. Not telling us anything else. All right, so we don't have any no updates right now on Diddy and what the charges are in this criminal action against him that have Homeland Security coming after his ass. Once again, if you don't follow Real News No Bullshit, you should. So once again, this is not the criminal activity we're looking at. This is the civil case. And the civil case is giving us like a window, a picture of what could potentially be a part of the larger criminal matter, especially with Homeland Security involved. So we might have to do another P. Diddy Part 2. What are his charges? TMZ. Saying TMZ's got an update? I don't know about TMZ. TMZ I don't really trust. They're fucking tabloid news. I'm not saying tabloid news is wrong. P. Diddy on video pacing around airport after 2 federal raids. TMZ is the first video of Diddy after his home was raided by the feds Monday and being handcuffed. Instead of being in handcuffs and on the ground, the guy was kind of just walking around, checking out the footage we obtained. She shot 3 p.m. like a couple hours after the raids on someone going to raid at the Miami Upalaka Executive Airport. Diddy and some other people got stopped by the feds. We're told that this shows that he's pacing around outside a customs office at the airport. You can see he's not being detained. He currently doesn't seem to be in custody here. Instead, he's just walking around. Well, not being allowed to fly away. God, that's why it's weird when civilians stay detained. So just because he's not in handcuffs doesn't mean he's not detained. He is there. He could be told, you cannot take off and you cannot leave the area. You're more than welcome to go on and off your plane. That's fine. But you need to just chill out here for a minute. And if he's just walking around and he's not on his phone, I mean, you tell me right now, a rap mogul like him, a business owner like him, is not on his phone when the feds are buzzing all around his properties and stopping him from flying to wherever he's going to fly to. That would tell me that they might have his phone. That would tell me that he's detained. You know, he, like I said, not in handcuffs, but like, hey, you're not free to leave right now. There's an investigation ongoing at 2 of your homes. There's an investigation involving you, and we need one of the warrants, a portion of the warrants. One of the items in the warrants are your cell phones and digital devices. We're going to be taking your phone from you. You can just chill out here and wait and listen to the birds chirp while we figure out what we're going to do with the rest of the time that you're here. So let's see the video. God. This is the stupidest bullshit games. You're just there walking around.
I guess you wonder what's going to happen next, Diddy. I know.
No phone, just walking around, chilling. I mean, it's not suspicious, but it means really nothing. He's just chilling there while people are raiding his place. So what we got? I would assume that reflective top is for a police officer. So yeah, he could very well be detained. Raid Shadow Legends. Oh. Right hand, yellow green phone. Looks like he's crying. I don't know what you're talking about. Over private jet tracked amid raids down on the Caribbean islands. Well, we know that he's stateside. Looks guilty in your opinion. Bro, how does he look guilty? He's just fucking chilling there with his hand in his pocket. You can't, that's ridiculous. He's just chilling, waiting for fucking something to pop off because he's not in charge. Which is scary for people that are usually in a position of that he's in. Usually the guy that does the moving and the shaking that doesn't fear anybody is got to now like, uh-oh, I'm not the most powerful man in the room right now. But yeah, I guess we're gonna figure out. I need to see what's on that warrant. It's gonna be a long warrant, but it's gonna have sections of it where it says this is what we're looking for. This is why we're there. These are the items that we have probable cause to remove. Because that's where the money's at. It's trafficking people. Because that's where the money's at. Yeah, Brock Purdy, that's the ego. Where's the phone, though? I'm with you. I'm with you there. That's why him just chilling there, walking, kicking rocks, just not being on the phone talking with somebody would make me think potentially that his phone was already removed, that his phone and other electronic devices are a part of the warrant. And, you know, that's why he's not on his phone. He's just kind of chilling around, kicking around. Because, like I said, if I was under raids, if I was being raided and I had all these businesses and all this social media power and clout and money wrapped up in all of that, I would be calling people to be like, we need to start troubleshooting this right now. Yes, I agree. Why pace back and forth without your phone? You're a billionaire. You have constant contact with everybody around you, constantly making deals. I'm with you. That, like I said, doesn't mean that he did, but it would suggest potentially that that's one of the things, that the FBI warrant or that the HSI warrant was for electronic devices, including his phone, which would make sense, right? Even though they're in his properties, and I already made the story about how, you know, you could have a firearm at your friend's house, and so they make a warrant for the firearm and not your friend. So they can make a warrant for a property and items within a property, not the individual, right? So, and this kind of goes into where the ticking clock, right? Let's say that P. Diddy is the center of this investigation. Hypothetically, let's say that P. Diddy did all the things that we think he did and 10 times worse. Hypothetically. They might want to go in and get more evidence, right? And say, hey, listen, we don't have enough to arrest Diddy. And there's going to be a significant amount of evidence that we're looking for. So we're not going to put Diddy on the warrant when we go hit his house and get all this stuff. Because we don't want that clock to start ticking down for his defense to say, hey, I need all the information that you've collected right now. Because they may not be able to collect it, review it, and categorize it in that amount of time. Let's say it's a 30-day time period where you have to present all of your evidence to the defense. Let's say that that's way too short, especially if they think there's a lot of evidence. What they'll do is they'll say, hey, P. Diddy is definitely the person that we're looking after, but we're looking into, but we're not going to arrest him today. We're going to get all the evidence. We're going to bust in his house. We're going to talk to a whole bunch of people, and we'll let him get his lawyer, and that's totally fine. And maybe his lawyer is going to let him talk to us, and he knows more, and maybe we flip him, right? But we're not going to arrest him yet because we don't want that clock to start ticking, and then we have a timeline that we have to adhere to with his defense. We want to have all the time in the world to collect more evidence and to really do deep dives into his phones and his tablets and his thises and his that's, right? So the warrants may not be for any person at all. Now, when they raided the house, did they put his kids in handcuffs? Yeah, but that can just be because they're detained. Hey, listen, we're in the house. We're detaining you. You're in handcuffs. You gotta chill out here. I'm seeing people say FBI, not FBI, HSI, Homeland Security. Barry goes, he's probably on Bluetooth on his phone with his attorney because AC loves defense attorneys. Yeah, I fucking love them. Customs can hack your phone if they suspect something. I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. Like, hack is such a general term. Like, they can figure out things about it. Can they break into your phone? Can they get a warrant and then get into your phone? Yes. Yes. Who puts their phone in the ear anymore? It's all Bluetooth. I do. I don't walk around with the Bluetooth in my ear. I think it's annoying. I think it looks like a jizz. The person that recorded him on their shitty phone probably made $1,000 for that clip. Probably more, dude. Probably more. If it's TMZ, dude, and it's P. Diddy, and you go, hey, listen, I have a video of P. Diddy walking around this place right now. What do you give me? They'll be like, we'll give you $5,000. You'll be like, make it 10. I'm like, okay. Then the second they say okay, you're like, all right, sweet. Here's my account. Send it. They can track your call, text, and voice. I don't know about voice. I mean, they can track where your call goes to, but they can't like record your outgoing message. They'd have to bug your phone. They'd have to clone your phone and then swap your phone out. They couldn't actually do that to your legitimate phone. At the border, when crossing, Border Patrol can perform warrantless searches. Correct. It's a port of entry. You want to get in to the country. That's it. There are warrant exceptions, yes, but I mean, we're not really going into them right now because they have a warrant. We just don't know what the warrant's for. Have I ever pulled over a fan while working? I think, yeah, I think once or twice. It does not happen that often, but people know who I am. All right. On that note, weirdos, we're going to close this one out. I'm going to, the beginning, like first 5 minutes was garbage. So I'm going to probably, once this all uploads, I'll probably cut out the first 5 minutes. All right, weirdos. I'll see you next time.